All right, everybody, it's about 8:45 at night. My last few seals finally came for the pump and the transmission pan. So I'm gonna finish getting this transmission put back together so I can get it shoved back in the truck tomorrow. Okay, ready to go back in. Transmission is all sealed up, buttoned up, ready to go. Torque converter is over here, ready to go as well, full of ATF, the correct ATF. But that's it. Tomorrow, hopefully we'll be able to get this thing stabbed back in the truck and back on the road again. So, see you tomorrow. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mohawk Motors. So you just saw I got the transmission put all the way back together, ready to be installed a couple days ago. Today we're going to get it put back in the truck and hopefully get this thing back out on the road. I'm taking a minute to cool off here in the shade. We got the transmission in. We got the transmission and transfer case filled back up with the correct fluid this time. So I have one more part I'm gonna stick on here. Actually, technically 3 more parts I'm gonna stick on here before we go back out for the next test drive. I noticed that I have a little bit of play in my tie rod ends. They're pretty worn. And the steering stabilizer, literally, you can just move the rod in and out, so the steering stabilizer is worn out as well. So I ordered new tie rod ends and a new steering stabilizer. I'm gonna get those installed, and then we're gonna take this thing back out and see if hopefully it drives well, shifts well, and the transmission's working right again. So, I've got my new parts right here. I've got my old parts right here. Now, to get my alignment as close as humanly possible, I'm going to take a measurement from the grease fittings, center to center on the grease fittings. And that'll let me get my new tie rod adjusted super close. So I don't have to necessarily go get a new front end alignment just because I replaced this tie rod. So I'll take that measurement, I'm going to write it down so I don't forget it, and then I'm going to steal this collar, because this piece is still good, and use that for my new tie rod ends. My center to center is exactly 56 inches. So I'll write that down so I don't forget. Now I can loosen the retaining collars here on the coupler, and then use that to connect my new steering tie rods. There we go. All right, now, before I put this together, anti-seize. Lots and lots of anti-seize. Right there, 56 on the nose. So now, before I go stick this in the truck, I'm not going to tighten this down until I stick it back on the truck. and I make sure it fits down like it's supposed to. But before I do that, I'm going to get all my parts put onto my new steering stabilizer here. Okay, let's go get this thing stuck on the truck. Okay, get this new tie rod put in here. Like I always say, make sure you get your bolts started by hand first. Once you've got them both started, you can tighten them down. Get our steering stabilizer pulled up into place. Good, nice and tight. There we go, 56 on the nose. Now we can tighten down our lock bolts here. There we go. And now we should be ready to hit the road. Almost forgot the grease. All right, everybody, cross your fingers for me. Fluids are all full. New steering tie rod is in. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully well. Reverse seems to be working well. Steering feels tighter. We might need to tow it in a little bit. It's a little floaty. Running pretty good. Transmission seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. I don't know if it's placebo effect or just because I know that I went through the transmission, but it just feels like the transmission's working smoother, like it's coasting with less resistance and there's less, I don't know, it just feels better, like it's driving better, it's working better. It could be 100% in my head. Oh, there's a Subaru in front of me. Uh-oh. That was a weird noise. Something making a weird noise underneath. Maybe it's the transfer case. I know what it was. We got no more boost. We got no turbo. You gotta be kidding me. Turbo at all. No, nothing. And did our turbo implode? That would explain what that noise was. Sounds like the bearings are out in the turbo. We got to turn around and get back before we put a whole bunch of metal through the engine. Although we probably already put a bunch of aluminum through the engine. So, there's that. Yeah, no turbo at all. This thing is fighting me. That turbo doesn't even have 60 miles on it. It had good oil supply to it. What the heck happened? Some things just fight you. Can't give up. Gotta keep trying to figure it out, solve the problem. Man, that sounds awful. Oh, and she stalls out coming into the driveway. Oh, wow, that was disappointing. Rewarding too, though. At least the transmission seems to be working really well now. I guess we got to get ourselves another $300 turbo, though. Damn. I'm just gonna laugh about it. I'm just gonna laugh. Now, I'm not a turbo expert. I do know that this nut isn't supposed to fall out of your air filter. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be on this shaft holding the compressor wheel. And I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to have that much play in it. And I'm pretty sure the compressor wheel isn't supposed to contact the compressor housing. You know, you just gotta laugh about it. Shit happens. When you buy a $300 turbo, you can't expect the most high quality turbocharger there is. I'm real curious. I mean, it spins. It spins, but it doesn't spin well. So I'm curious if it locked up at one point and spun and backed the nut off, or what exactly happened. But I guess we're gonna have to park it for a few more days. I did just notice my oil feed line, like right here, it doesn't look quite right. So maybe I had an oiling issue and that caused the turbine to bind up or something like that. Either way, I'm gonna get another turbo. I'm gonna get a higher quality oil feed line. I'll probably go order one or go to Cauliflower and get them to make me one. Just so I know that I'm not gonna have any oil feed issues to the next turbo. But yeah, that doesn't look right. Something isn't right in there. I'm calling it for this video. Success on the transmission. Failure on turbo oil feed. And turbo. So I'll get a new turbo ordered. I will get a new oil feed line ordered. And hopefully we'll get those in a few days and I can get this thing put back together before I leave for my next trip. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bear with me. We will get this thing driving. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.